So over the course of my life, I've had a lot of people listen to what I have to say and say something along the lines of, "What, are you some kind of philosopher?" Making fun at it, right? Or telling me I'm not a philosopher or I'm not Socrates. In fact, I am. Philosophy is just the art of thinking well. I took several years in college in philosophy. I have read every single philosopher you can think of in all of their mainstream books and more. I've studied and studied and studied all of these ideas. Philosophy is the most important field of study pre anything else, pre mathematics, pre physics, pre biology, pre nursing, pre anything. Because if you can't think well, how can you be so sure that you've deduced something to what it really is? You can't. In fact, I would argue that you're actually living a lie 100% of the time if you can't see things as they are. And if you don't have the ability, if you don't understand the art of thinking, then you cannot possibly understand yourself. Philosophy is not some different field of study. Philosophy is the core of how you travel and maneuver in your mind. It's so important that it cannot be anything less than purposeful that it's taken out of school. That we're not taught it early on is what I mean. And even in college, philosophy classes were, you could tell that they were swindled in specific directions that would more or less lead you to be handicapped. However, it doesn't change the fact that no one can argue that being able to think well is the first step to learning and doing anything at all. The very first ability you should have in life is that. So when someone says something like, "You're not Socrates, you're not a philosopher," it makes me think, well, you must not know the definition and you must not be a philosopher, which means you don't know how to think well. And so that is 99% of the population. Things that Marcus Aurelius understood thousands of years ago, you can understand right now. Truth is synonymous with time. It doesn't change. Truth stays consistent throughout time. There is nothing that changes at all. So what I can figure out now, Socrates was figuring out back then. That is what philosophy does. Philosophy finds truth. Philosophy strips down ideas that are built by society and then looks at them for what they are. Is that not what truth is? Is that not what should be first dealt with when trying to do any kind of study, any kind of research? You got to know what the fuck you're working with. So if you can't do that, then how could you know who you are? You can't. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. And the only reason why people like Socrates and Plato and all of these people have become so famous are because there's not that many people who think well. Anybody can be Socrates. Anybody can be Aristotle. Anybody can be Plato. Anybody can be Rene Descartes. Everybody can be creating ideas and thoughts and new ways to consider things. Everyone. In the beginning was the Logos. In the beginning was your ability to handle the word and define things and understand things and title things. And it's all so simply beautiful. Complexity is what the devil needs to hide it himself, right? He couldn't hide himself behind simplicity. It has to be complex. It has to feel like more than what it is. It has to feel like a lot. It has to seem that way, so that you make the active decision to not follow through with learning more or accepting something beautiful. We are all so targeted. I try to think of it as a good thing, because if society is that fucked, what a great amount of opportunities to grow and learn. What a great thing to be able to live through. The amount of experience points is fucking stellar, is what I'm saying. I hope that I explained this well, but just know that the first thing you should be concerned about in life is thinking well, and then being physically healthy. Thinking well, physically healthy. Thinking well, physically healthy. If you yourself are not optimized, then why fucking bother doing anything else? You need to get over the resistance in your mind and the fear in your mind first. You travel in your neurological pathways as well as you know how to think. If you can't do that, then you are everything else that's told to you. If you're in a simple field of study or a simple job title, and that was your dream, and you spent years doing it, and you don't see any other way, you're manipulated and lied to, and you're being a robot. You have the capacity to be more, but you're not accepting it, and you don't care enough. And that's not an insult. Nothing in life is really offensive. People only do negative things when they feel like they need to survive. They're scared. People only lie when they're scared. People only stay in bad situations when they become complacent and comfortable with the consistency. They're scared of something new. Every single thing in life can be deduced to two things: security and insecurity. My God is infinite. My God is great. So I don't believe in boundaries. I mean, like, you know what kind of boundaries I mean. Not no weird boundaries. Okay, I believe in boundaries. Minimally. But my belief in my ability to cognate well allows me to be the best version of myself, to be a vessel for God. If you want a relationship with God, if you want a relationship with reality that doesn't waste your lifespan, then you need to first be a better person at your core, at your character. Start reading. Start changing your habits. It's as simple as making the choice and then just following through consistently. Just want it so bad that your body doesn't let you fail. Your mind doesn't let you fail. Think the same idea over and over and over and over again, even when you don't want to, until it is reality. It really is that simple, and stop putting it off. Stop waiting. Start becoming better right now. Not for the sake of money, not for the sake of something evil, not for the sake of your own insecurity. Become better because you don't want to waste this beautiful life, and you want the most that it has to offer. And the only way you can get the most that life has to offer is by being in line with what is real. You first cannot get a grip on your reality until you become a fucking philosopher.